So this chapter was pretty crazy. This is Platinum Chapter 3, Hero of Justice, Hero of Justice, and yeah, I feel like this is this is the best chapter that has been released so far. I mean, it's only chapter 3, but I felt like this chapter heated up a lot more things in the series. Like we got another God candidate revealed, which also has a twist at the end. But anyways, let's jump into this review. So basically, the chapter starts out with this guy. We've never seen him before, and he's sitting down by a suitcase or a briefcase, whatever you want to call it, and we can see that there is a red arrow controlling this guy. And then we see a guy with armor on, and he's saying about how he'll wear this and he will become God. And I thought that was I don't know, it's kind of weird. I mean, I think, I don't know, we just see him, armor, he flies off, and yeah, that's pretty much all that happens in the very beginning. And then and then we also see Mirai, and he is walking to, he's just walking, he's thinking about like Rodriguez, and he got killed last chapter, and then he's walking with Nase, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Nase and Mirai, they're walking, and they look up on a they're all out in public, and then like the huge TV came on, and the guy that we saw, the guy with the armor on, he said, "Hello, I'm Metropolis Man," and so he's claiming to be a hero, and then Nase and Mirai both look up at the screen, and they see him, they're watching him, and then everyone like has known him before or something, because everyone's like, "Oh God, it's Metropolis Man, he's real." And then I don't know, I guess that's Metropolis Man, but anyways. And then he's being interviewed, and he says that, and then the interviewer, which is a girl. So then Nase is saying that heroes exist in the human world, and then Mirai is like, they can't be real. So he's basically just being interviewed, and they go to a bank robbery. It's showing them like I guess there was a video of how he saved the day on a bank robbery thing, and then in the video or whatever, or was it? Yeah, in the video, Mirai notices that there are wings around it, so that officially reveals that this guy is in fact a God candidate. If you have the wings, there's like no doubt about it that he is a God candidate. So yeah, that's what happened. And then it moves on, and it shows they're saying how if there are these robbers, and they have a bunch of hostages held up inside of I guess is the bank or something. No, I don't think it was a bank. I'm not really sure what building they were in, but they're saying that for every 5 minutes that goes by, they will be able to kill. They're going to kill a human hostage. So then, 10 minutes go by or whatever, and I guess 2 people are dead, and then Metropolis Man shows up, and all this is on film. So and everyone there is watching the video, they're reviewing it. Mirai is watching it, and yeah, and then Metropolis Man shows up, and he's going in, and the guy's, and he's like, "You an idiot? I'll shoot you." And then Metropolis Man goes in, and then the guy fires, and then you don't see where Metropolis Man is, and then they're like, "No, he's faster than a speeding bullet," and then Metropolis Man's like, "I just barely avoided it," and then Mirai's like, I don't know, Mirai's just pretty much watching. And then he's watching it, he disarms them, and then he puts his, Metropolis Man puts his arm above the hostage, or not the hostage, the guy who's, having the hostage. It was one guy, and he pulls out the red arrow and makes him surrender, and then Mirai notices that, and of course Mirai's the only one that is able to see the red arrow, and, yeah, but basically, he used the red arrow on him, and then, okay, so basically Metropolis Man makes the guy surrender, and then they're all like, "Oh, he seems to surrender quite readily," and then, yeah, and then Metropolis Man says he made a mistake. At that moment, his partner, the guy who was with, the one guy there were 2 guys, he came out and instantly fired a shotgun. I mean, Metropolis Man got out of the way. He dodged it, but the thing is, he also shot his comrade, and he died. And then they blurred out the image a bit because it was on live television. But anyway, so basically after that, he flies back in. Metropolis Man just flies back in, and he pulls out the white arrow, man, and just destroys this dude. And so basically after that, he's talking about how, I shouldn't have let him die or whatever, and then they're like, under the circumstances, that's okay. So anyways, but basically they ask him, who are you and why are you here? And then he says that he's come on a mission from heaven to defeat 12 enemies. That implies that he is in fact in the God Canon game, and Mirai's like enemies, and then he's realizing that this guy is like out to kill him. And because like he says, I've already defeated one, so that implies that he killed Rodriguez's son, or I don't know why I'm saying son, such an idiot. But anyways, so that happens, and then he's like, he says something, and then he says like Nase's name, but the thing is, like, it was live television, so then I guess that's what happened. But he says his name, and then Mirai realizes that, and then he's like, Nase, get away from me. And so Nase runs off, and he's sitting there panicking. He's like saying, "Oh, there's cameras all over the city." But then he thinks he's overreacting, or he's thinking too much. But anyway, so that's what happened there. I'm kind of confused. Like, I guess the Metropolis Man did say, isn't that right, Nase? Or he said something like that. And, anyways, that happened. So he told Nase to get away, of course. And then, so that happened. And he eventually, left, and Metropolis Man flew off. And then, so he gets back to this, I guess it's his house or whatever. I'm not really sure where it is. But, there's this girl, and she, comments on him returning, and then he takes that helmet off, and that is where it's revealed. He's the guy from the end of Chapter 2 who was there. It's him, and his hair is just luscious. And basically, so he's like, school starts tomorrow. Isn't it awesome that I'm normally just your average everyday high schooler? So, he seems to be a pretty interesting character. I'm not sure if he's putting on the role of a hero, because, he does look pretty devious when he takes that helmet off. He has one eye closed. He has that amazing hair. Let me chisel all over that hair. But anyways, so, I really like this chapter. It keeps on going with, Mirai's sitting there. He was watching it again, the reporter or whatever of Metropolis Man, and they're talking about how, Mirai wants to be renewed from him being a god candidate, and basically Nase just says, that, you can't do that unless, because you'll die, because basically the reason why he survived was because he accepted the gift of the arrow and the wings. So that concludes, it's official. He can't drop out of the god candidates game or whatever. It's pretty much his life. That's what she said. So then they're discussing over, Nase thinks it'd be better if Mirai didn't go outside, because, the other god candidates will be able to see her, so or just they might know him. I don't know. And then he finally says, he's thinking back to his mom, whatever makes him happy, and then he's like, you know what, I'm going to school. So he heads off to school, and he tells Nase just to stay inside, don't let anyone see him, and he says, as long as you're not with me, no one will know I'm a god candidate. So basically. Mirai, man, this man, he gets right to school, man. He gets right to school, dude. And, exciting, man. Exciting life. Exciting. And, right away, dude, instantly, it's almost instantly, he spots an angel. an angel just hovering above everyone. So like, I mean, that's pretty weird. He's thinking he's like an angel, and then you know, he's like, okay, I just got to keep calm. Don't just keep on walking. Don't let him notice you. Don't act suspicious. So then the angel turns around and just goes right over him. And then he's surprised, obviously, so that alarms her and says that Mirai is a god candidate. And basically after that, she's like, she doesn't attack him or anything. She doesn't, like, I mean, Mirai is obviously kind of nervous. And, I don't know the angel's name, it hasn't been revealed, but the other angel is like, hey, there's another god candidate here. She's just like you. And then she's like, yep, she's just behind you. And basically the girl that Mirai likes, Saki, they talked about it a little bit before that. Nase was like, yeah, you could go out and pierce Saki with the red arrow. And then he was like, nah, and he put an explanation on why he couldn't do that. But anyways, so then the final page, like, I mean, he turns around, he sees Saki, and she's like, Mirai, and you know, and then she's like, and he's like, and then and she's like, and then basically the last page, Saki, I'm pretty sure it's the white arrow because it has a white ring. Like, I'm an idiot. I mean, I'm kind of confused. Like, is it the white arrow or the red arrow? I'm sure I'll figure it out. But I think it's the white arrow. I mean, I don't know, but it might be the red arrow. It could be the red arrow. But either way, the final page, Mirai was pierced by an arrow. Not only just pierced by an arrow, it was by Saki, the girl that he liked, the girl he had a crush on, the girl that he loved or whatever, is in fact, a god candidate. So that concludes her being a god candidate. And I don't know, this chapter was pretty crazy. I'm actually really excited for the next chapter, see how things go down. It left you on a big cliffhanger. And yeah, I mean, I say a solid... This chapter was a 9 out of 10. I gotta give it a 9 out of 10. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you later for another manga/anime review. As always, this is... No, I'm just kidding. I'm stupid. No, it's not always. Anyways, bye.